Hello and welcome to the U.S. Immigration News. The month of November 2025 has opened with a wave of anxiety, hope, and confusion across America's immigrant community. Every small change from USCIS or the Department of State now feels enormous because it affects real families, real dreams, and years of waiting. As the new fiscal year processing begins to unfold, people are asking, what's really happening behind the scenes? Why are green card interviews slowing down again? Why are NVC case updates taking longer than promised? And is the Trump administration preparing another round of strict immigration orders ahead of the midterm 2026 election year? In this video, we'll take you through the most important immigration updates of November 2025, from USCIS processing shifts to NVC scheduling delays, consular interview backlogs, and the new visa bulletin trends that could reshape the green card waiting line for thousands. If you are liking this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your smartphone. Now let's get into the video. Across the United States, immigration attorneys and applicants have noticed a quiet but noticeable slowdown in USCIS case approvals since mid-October. The agency hasn't officially announced new delays, but case trackers and online communities reveal a growing pattern. Adjustment of status applications that once took 6 to 8 months are now stretching past 10, and even routine green card renewals are seeing longer review windows. For many families, it's not just paperwork, it's months of uncertainty. People who applied for marriage-based green cards early this year were expecting interviews before Christmas. But in many field offices, the new interview calendars are being pushed into March or April 2026. This means thousands will spend another holiday season waiting, unable to travel, unable to work freely, and unable to plan their future. Immigration lawyers believe USCIS is quietly reprioritizing certain case types, giving more attention to employment-based petitions and humanitarian parole renewals while slowing down family-based interviews. This appears to be part of an internal effort to rebalance workloads after months of record-high filings under the Biden-Trump transition climate. Meanwhile, at the National Visa Center, the NVC, things are not much smoother. November reports show that case document reviews are taking an average of 70 to 85 days compared to just 45 days earlier this summer. Families abroad waiting for their interview letters are facing unexpected silence. Especially for parents, spouses, and children of U.S. citizens, this delay can feel unbearable. Some have already spent years completing forms and medical exams, only to be told to keep waiting. According to insiders, part of the slowdown is connected to security rechecks introduced earlier this year under new verification rules designed to prevent fraud. Another part is linked to staffing shortages at overseas consulates, particularly in Manila, Mumbai, and Ciudad Juarez, 3 of the busiest U.S. visa posts in the world. Several consulates are now booking immigrant visa interviews 4 to 6 months out, and non-immigrant appointments like B1/B2 visitor visas or student visas are stretching well into mid-2026. At the same time, the November visa bulletin has brought mixed news. For employment-based green card categories like EB2 and EB3, the cutoff dates for India and China have shown modest advancement, just a few weeks forward. But for family-based categories, especially F2A and F3, the movement has been minimal, leaving many to question whether any meaningful forward motion will happen this year. The Department of State has hinted at demand management being the main reason for these cautious movements. In simple terms, that means they're trying to avoid over-allocating visa numbers too early in the fiscal year. For those tracking the F4 category, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, the wait remains painfully long, in some cases more than 15 years. Many applicants who filed back in 2010 are still waiting for a visa number to become available. Families continue to be split across continents with no clear timeline for reunion. One of the biggest questions this month surrounds the Trump administration's rumored plan to tighten sponsorship requirements again. Sources close to policy advisors say the administration may reinstate an expanded version of the public charge rule, a policy that would make it harder for lower-income families to sponsor relatives unless they can show strong financial independence. While the administration has not officially confirmed this, the USCIS internal guidance teams have reportedly begun reviewing affidavit of support procedures and system flags. If reintroduced, it could impact tens of thousands of pending family-based green card petitions. On the other side, immigrant advocacy groups are pushing hard against what they call selective throttling, accusing USCIS and the NVC of deliberately stretching timelines to discourage new applicants. They point out that while employment-based green cards and business visas are still being prioritized, family reunification cases have slowed to a crawl. For many, this isn't just about paperwork. It's about fairness and the American promise of keeping families together. Meanwhile, inside the USCIS headquarters, a new wave of RFES, or requests for evidence, has started to appear in employment and family-based petitions alike. These are official notices asking for additional documentation, often for details that used to be easily approved. In some cases, officers are requesting updated medical forms even when earlier ones were valid, or extra income proof despite prior approvals. Immigration attorneys say this could be a signal that the agency is tightening its internal quality review process under pressure from political oversight committees. For thousands of DACA recipients and asylum seekers, the mood this month is equally tense. With the Trump administration exploring possible executive changes to the humanitarian parole system and new eligibility filters for work permits, many fear another wave of disruptions similar to those seen during the first Trump term. While none of these proposals have been officially enacted yet, advocacy organizations are already preparing legal responses, warning that any move to restrict humanitarian pathways could reignite major courtroom battles. As for those following the processing timelines for employment-based green cards, especially in the EB1 and EB2 categories, USCIS has published updated charts indicating that premium processing times have stabilized for I-140 petitions, but adjustment cases remain unpredictable. Some applicants see approvals within 30 days, while others wait 8 months. Much depends on the service center handling the case and whether biometrics or security checks have been cleared. A quiet but significant shift is also taking place in the interview waiver programs for renewals and certain returning immigrants. Many consulates are testing virtual document verification systems, a kind of digital pre-screening that could, in time, shorten the wait for repeat applicants. It's part of the broader modernization effort that USCIS and the State Department have been working on since early 2025. Still, for now, the rollout remains slow and most applicants must appear in person. For families stuck abroad, especially those whose petitions have been documentarily qualified at NVC for months, patience is wearing thin. Messages flood online communities daily, people asking, "Has anyone received their interview email?" or "Is the embassy in my country scheduling at all?" The truth is, scheduling depends on local consulate capacity, not just USCIS or NVC processing. And right now, global capacity remains uneven. Observers say November could be the beginning of a more cautious era in immigration operations. The upcoming election cycle is likely to push immigration back into the political spotlight, with both sides using it as a central campaign theme. For applicants, that means more policy noise and possibly more uncertainty in the months ahead. Still, there are reasons to stay hopeful. USCIS continues to invest in its digital systems, aiming to eliminate paper-based workflows by mid-2026. Once that happens, both processing and communication could improve dramatically, and despite the current slowdown, The agency is still approving hundreds of thousands of green cards, work permits, and citizenship applications every quarter. The system may be slow, but it's still moving. And each small update brings another family closer to their American dream. As November unfolds, the best thing applicants can do is stay informed, stay patient, and keep their documents ready. Policy winds shift quickly, and being prepared often makes the difference between more waiting and moving forward. That's all we have for this bulletin. The U.S. Immigration News Channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your U.S. immigration journey. It is important to understand the United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about U.S. visitor visas, such as B1 and B2, work visas such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the U.S. Immigration News channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.